Known for some incredible wings and one of the league's most passionate fan bases. We're just outside of Buffalo at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Today, our draw features two from the AFC between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Buffalo Bills.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started. And off we go from Highmark Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. And he's hit and sent out of bounds. So this ends as a gain of close to 7, second down. Now, you take these types of results as early wins in a game, Brock, both in getting their running back started and getting your guys to start winning that battle up front, too.
Moving a man against his will and doing it right from the jump, that often portends to good things offensively.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. Here with Amarion Hampton. He's going to be hauled down after a small pickup. Maybe got 4 yards there. And that gives LA the first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First and 10 now from the 46. Here's Herbert. He's got his man. It's the rookie out of Colorado. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Bills territory. Well, as far as receiving numbers go, Brock, you get up near 200, you expect to win a game, and they were indeed winners last week thanks to his work that he is continuing here.
That's right, and he put out that effort a week ago. You can expect to see the ball early and often today.
On 2nd down, Herbert gets everything he has under this one. This one will not connect. That's incomplete. They are testing this coverage on the opening drive, and it's holding up so far. 3rd down. And I'm just going to assume, Brock, we're going to see a more aggressive defense here after the amount of points these guys gave up last week.
Yeah, that performance was not up to standard, but this looks a whole lot more like it attacking the pass. Not just playing the defense, but go knock the ball away.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. Into the hands of Gadsden. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Good opening drive to this point. They've got another first down at the 34. Mitchell gets it from the gun. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Four yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. And this is going to end up an incomplete pass, partner. So that brings up 3rd down.
Quarterback of his renounce, kid, I'm not surprised at all to see him throw it into double coverage early. And that incompletion, well, it's just going to fuel his confidence that much more to keep forcing it.
Third and long. They're going to throw. They get to him, and they drop him. And that's going to knock him out of field goal range. And it's Landon Jackson. And now it is 4th and 17. The Chargers lined up in punt formation. And this will put an end to the drive after it stalled out. And it gets him a small chunk of yards there before he winds up out of bounds.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Play action now with Allen. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, so he's just going to hurl this one away. First play of the drive, Brock, you always tell me this, always the start of a new battle, and defense wins round 1 in this series.
Yeah, and this next down kind of sets the table, right?
Yeah.
You got to now put yourself in a manageable 3rd down after lack of execution on 1st.
Still at the 40 here, 2nd and 10. Allen setting up to throw. That's brought in downfield by Kincaid. He hangs on to that football, Brock, through a well-timed tackle. Nice gain. They're down to the 36. Give him 24 yards on that one. And the Bills have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
First tone of the game for James Cook. And he's got him 6 yards on that carry. It's 2nd down.
Plenty of volume last week in the run game. They tried. There just was not much execution, and unfortunately no victory to go along with it. Got to find explosive run plays in today's NFL, and they're going to be searching for him today.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. Allen. That's Kincaid with a catch out left. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Tight ends will eat up every one of those opportunities to show and prove they can be chain movers as well. Even as they get more and more recognition in this league, they're still constantly working to prove that they're playmakers too.
Trying it left side with Cook. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Well, you've taught me, Brock. Sometimes it works, and sometimes, like there, almost nothing from them as they just run it right into the teeth of that blitz.
Yeah, the thing, too, about that success is get ready to see more blitzes. D coordinators love to dial it up.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Back to throw now, Allen. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Allen looking to throw. It's on target to Moore. And across the line he goes. Touchdown Bills. DJ Moore capping a 7-play scoring drive. Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. Send right down the middle and good. And they jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Bills 7, Chargers nothing. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
Bass now to kick this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Mitchell up the middle. And a good gain here. 11 yards it looks like. That's going to pick up a first.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down to first down in just one play. Get that big play potential on the ground. Jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
First and 10 now from the 46. On the play fake, it's Herbert. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send it backwards.
That right there, Kate, that is teaching tape for a safety coming downhill on the tight end. You've got to hit him before he gets started, and in this case, for a loss.
Believe it or not, a big loss on that completed pass. So here comes 2nd and long. To throw, Herbert. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Offense up to the line fast.
5 yards on the play. And it's third.
Herbert swapping play calls here. And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to Highmark Stadium in just a moment. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Charger football. They start out with a 3rd and 9. gets it downfield, on target to get him. Stops there, but that gives them the first. A big gain before the defense got to him. Looks like about 22 yards.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10 from the 32. Mitchell on the give, headed left. He's going to be hit there, and they're going to take him out of bounds after a gain of 11. And that's going to be a Los Angeles first down. Sure seems like running at a blitzing defense shouldn't work out too often, Brock, but right there it did nicely for him.
Yeah, football's kind of a funny game, Kate, because it could be super complex. Yeah. You get into a lot of language and a lot of detail, and then other times, like, just run away from the blitz. Just run away from it, and good things can happen.
And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Herbert has him on the quick hitter. And he picks up about 6 on the play. Stopped though right near the marker. Didn't get it, 3rd down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Here comes play number 8 of the drive, 3rd and 1. Herbert now. Hitting this throw's going to fall to the ground. Incomplete. No time to make that pass. Lucky he got rid of it at all, but that's 4th down. Now, he'd been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right? And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
On 4th down, here's Herbert. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Hancock. And the Bills are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. The Buffalo offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Now a give to Cook, running left. He's going to manage 13 yards here before going down. That picks them up to first.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
To the line and set. Here we go, 1st down. And this is a designed run for Allen. And they're going to be humbled here on 1st down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Offense to the line, 2nd down. Here's Allen. Short pass brought in. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You just love that kind of execution because it's able to make an impact, Kate, beyond simply getting the first down. That yardage, it really sets them up now to be aggressive with a new set of downs.
Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he is stopped with authority there, but that stop came later than they'd like as he gets a good bit and that first down. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Buffalo first. On the ground, first run for Ray Davis. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Tuipulotu in for the tackle.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Yeah, we bring it back to the start. Here's a moment of silence, bring it back to the art. Mind-blowing, it's a classic.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Straight ahead, here's Cook. Get in there for the stop, but giving him about 9 on the play. And that's going to be a Bills first down.
That's another Bills first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Now we are still waiting for the scoring for anybody really to get going as we've hit our 2-minute warning. Bills with the lead here at Highmark. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Again, it's Cook. Give him 5 on that play as he gets him inside the red zone.
Every offense in this league is looking for a back who can be an athlete and a bruiser at the same time. You feel lucky if you got one. Someone who can, well, eat up space when the lanes are open and deliver a little punishment to stretch plays when that tackler tries to meet him in the hole.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Quick throw here, taken in by Kincaid. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
That just felt like a composure play. Quarterback was calm, receiver did his job securing the ball, and because of it, those chains are immovable.
9-yard line.
4 downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal. Hand off from the pistol to Cook. And he will score! Touchdown, Buffalo! Pass on for the extra point. This one splits the uprights. It is good. And they bump their lead up to 14.
Bills 14. Chargers nothing. Tyler Bass.
Bass now to kick this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up to the 35 to begin this drive. To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. Motioning the tight end left. Herbert back to throw. Rushes right there as he releases it. It goes nowhere near the target. Going to avoid a sack there, Brock. It is 2nd down.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls you just trust the most.
Now Herbert on 2nd down. It's caught left side by Mitchell. It's going to be taken down here, but not before the play gets him 12 big yards and a 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Here's Herbert now on 1st. And he's now up to 7 of 12 throwing the football after that last completion. Pass play coming here. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Chargers hurrying to the line as the seconds tick away.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd. Herbert. Caught quickly on the slant. And they make the tackle at the 38. LA uses a timeout here. It's 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
1st down, Chargers.
Herbert's on 1st and 10. And he has been sharper. His teammates happy about that. 3 for 4 passing this series after throwing that interception. Sticking to the air here. Sends this to the end zone. Intercepted, but oh, wait. Officials say that he wasn't in bounds. The offense can let out a little sigh of relief.
2nd and 10.
Well, he had the space from the defender and the concentration to make a great catch. What he didn't have was enough end zone real estate. That's just a very, very exciting incompletion.
On 2nd down, Herbert. He finds Brown right side. And he's going to be hit almost immediately after making the catch. And it's going to be about a 6-yard pickup. Timeout is called, just 4 seconds, and you would assume, Brock, 1 play remaining in this half. The Chargers sending out Dicker the kicker to add 3 to the board. From the right hash, a 49-yard look. Dicker connects there. And our first half ends with 3 points. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. Allen to throw. Over the middle, he's got Kincaid. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Bills have a first down.
Yards. And the Bills first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory. Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with a penalty. He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early. Encroachment on that previous play, and that makes this a much shorter 1st and 5. Throwing here, Allen. Complete to Shakir. Hit there and he's forced out. Gain of about 15 before it. And it'll be 1st down Buffalo.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And they're going to have 1st and goal after he picked up a nice chunk there. Partner, I know we don't see this as much in this sports, but in the other one I call basketball, this feels like a perfect time to use a timeout because this defense is getting worked the last couple of plays.
Yeah, somehow, some way, you've got to interrupt this momentum. You've got to respond and stop the bleeding. Somebody on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Now a design run. It's Allen. And he gets in. Touchdown! Pass on for the extra point. Accuracy perfect there as it's center cut. And the lead now up to 18 points.
21. Chargers 3.
Pass now to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Massive hit. The ball is out. Oh, fortunate stuff there. Looks like another one of the members of the return team was able to get it, so a friendly bounce. They'll retain possession.
You know, awareness, Kate, is one of the best skills anyone on the return team can possess. And normally it's just for hitting blocks and clearing a lane and doing their job. But there it was recognizing the fumble and locating it quickly to save the possession.
Back to throw. Here's Herbert. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. Couldn't get it to Oronde Gadsden the second. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Now Herbert to throw. And this throw is going to be incomplete. 3rd down.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these, really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Long, they're going to throw. Going to let this one fly deep downfield. He's got it inside the 25. He goes the distance. Touchdown, LA.
Touchdown, LA.
There are a couple different ways now you can win on the fly route. You can just run right by somebody, or you can use that big body, try to win a one-on-one matchup. Whatever way you go about it, this is the type of upside this route can provide.
That one splits the uprights. And we've got ourselves an 11-point game.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Ty Johnson now to return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Allen. And he's just going to hook this one into about row C there. And some lucky fan going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. Had a man in the area, Brock, but correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he was trying to hit him there. It looked like he was just getting rid of that football.
I'm not going to correct you. You're right. And that's really a compliment to this defense. You saw the guy. He had his man, but the coverage, well, was too good, and he didn't trust that throw.
From the 24 once again, it's 2nd and 10. Cook trying this one up the gut. And they find him after just a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Allen setting up to throw. That's complete to Coleman out left. He's off to the races. Keeps it moving. Keon Coleman. And he gets home. Touchdown Bills. Keon Coleman from over 75 yards out. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Pass now to kick this away. Returning it from the 4. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Throwing now, Herbert. Has his man, but his man does not have that football. He drops an easy one, Brock. It's 2nd down.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Here's Herbert on 2nd. Hits his running back. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Making that throw in double coverage to a running back, I don't want to live off of that, and I certainly am not going to count on it. Give some credit to the effort it took to make that catch. A whole bunch of bodies around him.
They've got 3rd and 5 now after the last completion got him 5. Now they send their back in motion right. Herbert now to throw on 3rd. Pushes it towards his running back, but it's going to wind up incomplete. That brings up 4th down.
It has been a tough slog for them to keep up at any point in this game. And failing to convert on that 3rd down, yet another symptom of the overall illness of the day.
And there won't be a return here. This punt is out of bounds. They'll say inside the 40.
39-yard line.
All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Here's a give to Cook. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Back to throw now, Allen. That one's cut along the left sideline. Stops there, but that gets them to 1st. A big gain before the defense got to him. Looks like about 22 yards.
That's good for the Bills. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. Now it's Cook. And that is exactly what they were after, Brock. A good 8-yard run there on 1st down.
At the 30-yard line.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Davis gets it from the gun. Caught behind the line here on second down, which is only going to make things tougher for this third down coming up. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
To the line. Here's 3rd and 3. Allen looking to throw. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's good for a Buffalo first.
And the Bills, first down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
This is Cook. And he gets home. Touchdown, Bills. He broke the tackle he needed to, Brock. And how about that effort there to keep it going and eventually reach that end zone?
Yeah, that's awesome on the offensive side. Defensively, not every missed tackle is the same. It may be on a stat sheet, but sometimes that helps finish a play isn't arriving quick enough, and you're the only one. The last line of defense. And in that moment, you got to scratch, you got to claw, you got to tear to make the stop. Because a broken tackle can mean a touchdown.
Bass now to kick this away. Returnable from the 2. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29.
1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. Now a give right side to Mitchell. And he's out of bounds. Looks like he only got a yard. That's going to set us up for 2nd and 9.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play. But it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. They kick the running back in motion. Here's Herbert. And it's off his hands and incomplete. So an opportunity unfulfilled on that 2nd down. That means it's 3rd down.
That's a throw at this level. So much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
They motion the tight end over. Throw here, 3rd down. Absolutely fires this one right side. That's grabbed inside the 30. And they're going to have it all the way down to the 25.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
To throw, Herbert. Connects on the crosser. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
A gain of 12. And the Chargers 1st down.
From the red zone on 1st. Ooh, he had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock. And physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Now Herbert on 2nd down. Hits his target in the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Quentin Johnston as they drive 72 yards for the score.
Cameron Dicker.
Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Johnson with a return here. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
close to the line now. 1st and 10. They'll run it with Cook. And give him a first down here. Looks to be an even 20 on that play.
It's a gain of 20. That's good for a Bills first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. The Bills hold both the football and a solid lead here as they try to close this out. Big shot to begin the drive has him up beyond the 40. They pitch it to him. Well, he scrapes together a yard at most. It's 2nd down.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Now Allen. Brought in right side by Moore. He's going to be brought down before he can really do anything after that catch. So give him, it looks like about 7.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards in the double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
Nickel look by the Chargers here. 3rd down. Here's Cook. And he's got him the first down. That 3-yard gain was enough on that previous play.
He in this ground game, Cade, have seen such a steady dose of work. And what you hope is all of those body blows throughout can lead to a knockout punch like that.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. Here's Allen. That's brought in downfield by Kincaid. And this is going to get them all the way into the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. Big hitter on 1st down. 34 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Now run by Cook. And we've seen a lot of this today. He's in again. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Let's see, Kate, I think in bowling, you get 3 strikes, that's a turkey. You know, in hockey or soccer, you score 3 goals, that's a hat trick. What do they call this, other than simply splendid?
That one right down the middle. And they had their lead by 1. Pass now to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Showing a little burst so far. And in great shape after that return. He's across the 35 before going out. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Herbert now. And he's going to go down here. They are on him back around the 28. And the day 3 pick gets his first career sack.
You know why so many of these guys celebrate and have their sack dances? And it goes back to the 80s. It's because so much work goes into it. You don't see it behind the scenes, but they know it, they feel it, and that's the first of his career.
And And that's incomplete. They have kept faith in him, but the drops piling up now in this game, Brock. The latest makes it third down. Herbert. And that's incomplete, so the defense forces fourth down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Desperation time here on fourth. Gets it downfield, on target to Ganson. He makes it in for the Los Angeles touchdown. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone. So the football will come back out to the 20.
20-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Throwing here, Allen. That's brought in. It's his back, Ray Davis. And they're going to bring him down just after he crosses the 50. Yet another highlight in a game with so many of them. 31 yards.
That's good for a Bills first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Allen setting up first and 10. That last pass, Brock, taking him over 300 yards for this ball game. Handoff headed right. It's Cook. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Allen to throw. Forces one through double coverage. Oh, it's intercepted. Dante Jackson takes it away. And the Chargers will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
To the line on first and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. Herbert back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the mark.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Yeah. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Most feds in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other rapper got it, but shouted he not out. Who set the city on fire soon as he got free? The king back now. Don't even know how to act now. Hit the club, get boy. sat down. Still ballin', money stacked tall and shack now. Still push a button to let the roof on the lag down. I'm on the road doing shows, put my Mac down. Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to Chat Town. I got the crowd yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all my hot girls yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all the dope boys yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
front to back gay yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Yeah, what other southern rapper hooded than this? I got rich and I'm still in a hooligan clique. You be rapping by, I'm moving the bricks. You talk about, now we're doing it, prick. You in the face, you gon' be suing me quick. If I catch another case, I know it's true to be missed. So I'ma keep a cool head, stay out of the news headlines, and show these other rappers it's bedtime. It's clear to see that I'm ahead of my time. I copy chromed out, hard top career with a shine. I got some time, name, I get better with time. Who got a flow and a live show better than mine? I got a packed house yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all my hot girls yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all the dope boys yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
front to back gay yelling.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. You wanna beef with the king? What is you gon'